Subscribe to Simply Bitcoin.
Silence.
All right, everybody. Welcome in. It's another episode of the Meme Factory podcast. This is Test Stream 24. This evening, we've got Desiree Dickerson with us, CEO of Thunder Games. Desiree, if you don't mind giving everybody who doesn't know you a brief introduction of what you've been doing in the space.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for having me. This is kind of the most badass podcast because love some memes. But yeah, I am CEO of Thunder Games, which is kind of crazy. But I love it. And I've been working in Bitcoin full time almost for 4 years now. I was previously at Lightning Labs, and I was the VP of Biz Ops there. Before that, I had, early on sold my soul, was a management consultant. But yeah, CEO at Thunder Games now. I always have been super passionate about kind of gaming as a use case for bringing Bitcoin to the world, because it's just something that's super familiar with people. And so, I started at Thunder, I think in October of this past year. And yeah, we're just focused on building really amazing mobile games that have Bitcoin rewards in them, and really just creating a super user-friendly experience that people are familiar with. And it's really kind of crazy. Like, most of our community is new to Bitcoin, and they earned their first sats by playing one of our games. So, it seems funny, and it is fun. But I think we're doing something that's like pretty powerful, and also fun. So, yeah.
Very cool. All right, so I don't think you've seen the show before, and that's fine. We're very new. But one of our sponsors is a stickler. They make very specific requests. I don't know if you're familiar with Suscorp at all.
No.
No? Okay. Well, they send us the ad copy that they insist that we have our guests read in order to get paid on it. I don't know if you get access to your DMs. Can you open them up and take a look? I sent you the ad copy for this week.
Oh my God. Oh, this is great. Okay. I'm just, so just run with it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, if I say like horrible things, I guess it means I have a gun to my head, right?
It's Greg's fault. It's Greg's fault.
Okay. This episode of the Meme Factory podcast is brought to you by Suscorp's new venture, Boating Accident Charters. Love it. Did you fuck up your OPSEC? Bought all your corn on an exchange? Tried your hand at trading shitcoins, got wrecked, and bought back into Bitcoin only to find out that those are all taxable events? Are you going to jail for tax fraud? IRS looking for your money? Ex-wife or ex-husband claiming half of your stack? Boy, do we have the product for you. Charter your boating accident now with packages starting at $1,200. Base package includes before and after photographs of you getting on the boat with your hardware wallet and footage of you dropping the wallet overboard. The white glove service package will sink the whole boat and provide 3 eyewitnesses to your death by sharks. You will subsequently be flown to your tax haven of choice on a private jet with all the appropriate paperwork to start your new life. Custom pricing for white glove service, but you will get a 6.15% discount when using the code Epstein at checkout. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Hey.
Thank you.
We really appreciate that.
We can get paid now.
Yeah, they're weird. I don't know why they make us do that. It's odd.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Finally have some Red Bull.
Yeah, fine. You've been going without the Red Bull for a while. It's hard.
I need it, man. I need it.
You running
I
those?
haven't eaten for a week.
Yeah. How do you know? Like, I have those eyes by Red Bull. It's not by his design.
What?
What?
His eyes do that when he drinks Red Bull.
Oh, I got it.
What happens to your eyes? Like, have you heard about Mountain Dew's like new Four Loko type drink?
Nah. I need this chemical kind of taste. If it's not chemical and it burns, it's not my thing. I need the pain. Anyway, you didn't say everything about Desiree. This is like an she runs marathon. Like she was in Lighting Labs. She also
Marathon, the mining company.
No,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
actual marathons, man.
Like, well, ultra marathons.
Ultra
So,
marathons. So yeah, sorry.
Better than the marathon.
well, longer. I don't know if it's better, but it's longer than
It says
marathon.
ultra. It has to be better.
It's like 50 kilometers, right?
Yeah, I've done 50K. I've done a 50 miler too. It's not for everybody. I mean, it's a little crazy.
So my idea for the quote unquote fake jokey ad read was you should have done like a David Goggins kind of like inspirational speech, but about stacking or hodling or some shit like that. And
Right, but you didn't write anything.
Yeah.
But see, I want to see that meme, like
Okay.
Des running like David Goggins and saying, like, get hard, stocks some more, or something like that.
I have listened to the David Goggins book, and I actually am coming off an injury, so I've just started running again, but like maybe I'll suit up in like the full ultra gear and like
Exactly.
FaceTime running and do a whole motivational speech.
I think the memers are gonna love that.
Broken pinky toe, or what happened?
What?
Broken pinky toe?
No, I had like a weird they thought it was plantar fasciitis, but it was something else. I don't know. I was like being an idiot running too much, and
That's where the government interface takes over businesses, right?
Yes, yeah. And you need to get a shot for that.
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
You've been busy the last 2 years, right?
Oh.
So I've seen you with what? Mint Gox, Thunder Games, Lightning Labs, and there was some interaction with Zebby D as well.
Yeah, I think that whole thing was confusing. But so right before the pandemic, we were going to, it was like I had connected with Simon from Zebedee, and we were like, oh, let's like host a cool like gaming event or something at like Magical Crypto Conference that got canceled. And this was coming off of the Lightning Conference where I had hosted a gaming panel and all of that. And so like, hey, let's keep the momentum rolling. Well, then obviously the pandemic hit and we were like, okay, that sucks. So we started Mint Gox, and it was like a community project. So Satoshi's Games, I think, was a little bit involved in the beginning. And then Jack was involved as well. And so that was just like a monthly esports tournament that was just like kind of to grow Bitcoin, Lightning, gaming in general. It wasn't like a full-fledged like actual company, more of like a community project. But yeah, it was like a kind of, well, I mean, it took up enough time to be like a full-on side hustle. But so yeah, did the whole like event at Bitcoin 2021. But yeah, I was at Lightning Labs for 3.5 years ish, and then and then transitioned over to Thunder Games. So it has been like incredibly busy. I haven't like slept in probably like 3 years probably.
That's nice. Now,
Yeah.
the difference I've seen between like the Mint Gox games versus the Thunder games is essentially what I'm seeing, and you correct me if I'm wrong, is like mobile versus PC.
Yeah, and I think that's like, and I don't want to say that Zebedee's like not doing mobile stuff, but they are, it seems to me, like mostly focusing on PC, which I think is great. And that was, we were really, there was some mobile component to Mint Gox, but like obviously like with esports and the whole like watching the streams and being engaged with the streams, the Zebedee, we focused on Zebedee's desktop games. So yeah, I mean, now at Thunder, we're only focusing on mobile. And like, if you would have asked me like 8 months ago, like I thought mobile was cool. I'd only ever really played one mobile game, Insane Aquarium, my entire life, pretty much. It wasn't like something I was super interested in. But then, Jack and I have been good friends since Mint Gox started 2 years ago almost. And He had approached me after I'd taken some time off this summer, and I was like, I don't know if mobile is it for me. Like, I love gaming, but like I mostly only do like console gaming. And but then I was like, okay, I'm have all these opportunities. I'm gonna at least like actually take the time to research them all. And I started digging into mobile, and I was like, holy fucking shit. I was like, oh, okay, there's like something here, and that is, I think it's around 60% of all of gaming is mobile gaming. So mobile gaming makes up like more of the entire gaming market than console and desktop gaming combined. And it's just like growing.
Was that the light bulb moment? Just the slice of the pie they've got?
Yeah, I would like that was like the first thing where I was like, holy shit. And then I just kind of started getting to be like, okay, what makes the most sense for Bitcoin? And I was like, oh wow, and like there's things like little like tidbits that I'll like hear where it's like Sergey from Bitrefill will be like, he had said like one of their highest grossing gift cards is a gift card for like Free Fire, the mobile game in El Salvador. And I was like, or that is very popular in El Salvador. And I was like, holy shit, like, there is like this connection between like Bitcoin and mobile gaming. And it's just like, it makes sense because for like desktop gaming is like incredibly hard. You have to like go, for most people, you have to go and you have to download Steam, or you have to like do all of these like things. There's like this friction where you already have a lot of friction with Bitcoin as well. And I started seeing parallels where it's like, okay, well, Bitcoin's really easy. Like now that it's in the palm of your hand, like it's so easy. There's like a flow in Cash App now that makes it totally seamless, that in a flow that feels familiar with people. So like, what if we did that with like Bitcoin gaming? So the mobile piece started coming up. It was like, okay, if people are going to play Bitcoin games, what's the easiest way for them to do that? It's like, oh, it's going to Google Play and going to the App Store, a place that feels really, really safe. It's very, very familiar. They don't have to like go to an exchange and like take a selfie and like upload a picture of your passport or whatever. It's like you literally just download a game like you've probably done before, and you play and you stack sats, and bam, you're a Bitcoiner, right? And so you have
do people even know that they're stacking sats? Like do they realize that it's Bitcoin, or they just think it's part of the game?
Yeah, I think most people do realize it's Bitcoin. We do have like a little flow, like onboarding, like education piece. It's like 3 screens. That makes it pretty obvious. I think we could do a better job of like making it more obvious where your wallet is, or like how you cash out wallets. And that's something we're working on right now, and giving people optionality about which wallet they do use. But yeah, people understand it, but it's like once they have the Bitcoin, then they're like, oh, it's in here. Like, I'm not going to delete this. I got to figure out how to get this Bitcoin somewhere. And then they have to download a wallet, right? And then once they have the wallet on the phone, they're like, okay, well, I'm not deleting this wallet. I might as well just like learn more and get more Bitcoin and play more and earn more Bitcoin. And after a while, it's just this like insane kind of like flywheel of like people falling down that rabbit hole like we all have. And it's really just this like super simple, fun game. And it's like, we're not like reinventing gaming, right? We're just like adding value back to gaming, and giving people a way to very easily onboard and become a Bitcoiner. So that, to me, I know it's like a very long answer, but I was like, okay, I might not personally like be into mobile. Now I am, because I like see the total value prop, but that's kind of how I, stumbled into this, which is kind of weird.
That's half of the answer I want.
So
Right,
hold
so-
on. So let me open that up a little bit. Pete, so you allow for people to self-custody those sats via Lightning, is that right?
Yeah. So you mean people cash out their
The rewards. Yeah.
the rewards? Yeah, we don't.
And I guess the next thing that would run through my mind is like, what is the KYC part like?
There is, so right now, we have extremely, in my opinion, extremely low rewards. So most people, on average, I win like 10 sats a day. You can win probably like 1,000 sats, and on the weekends you can work, like during the esports competitions, you can earn a lot more, but it's such a small amount that we don't really have to do any KYC right now. And it's something that we're like very passionate about. We're not like, you know, I mean, if there's an esports competition and someday someone's winning like 50, you know, 50K in Bitcoin, we're going to be like, all right, we'll probably have to do something. But we're trying to keep this as like literally like the easiest, most Bitcoin way to onboard through games.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Other than rewards, kind of like based incentives, is there like any project in the works around like items like a sword or a, you know, that kind of market that is huge right now in the
Yellow
game?
wants to know if there's a NFT reward.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't say that, but like something like that based in a Lightning Network.
My like thing right now is like, and you know, I haven't like ideated this actually anywhere in words besides like bothering Jack at like 3:00 in the morning, sending him things. But like,
Which Jack are we talking about, by the way?
Oh, Jack Everett.
Her Jack.
So
Okay.
Yeah, the Thunder.
Just want to make sure because
Thunder
we
Jack.
talk about Jack. Yeah, there's a lot of Jacks out here.
It's Mallards.
Yeah, I love Jack Mahlers as well. So yeah, there's anybody who has the name Jack is like pretty good. Except for like Jack the Ripper, like he was not so good.
He was pretty good at what he
Yeah,
did.
exactly. He was good at his job.
Yeah.
That is
He
true.
got paid. He got paid for that.
I mean,
He
not in
brought
dollars.
some would
That's-
say he brought the world to the modern era. I don't know. Some would say that. No, I'm not that weird. Okay,
Some have said it.
stop
Alright.
laughing.
All right, I want to get the second half of this question answered. So you've answered for
Yeah.
me what you guys are doing and how you're basically onboarding new Bitcoiners with this tech.
Yeah.
The other half is how are you leveraging Bitcoin to make the games better?
Yes. So that is like a really great question. And you know, right now everything's like pretty straightforward. And you know, this is what I was kind of getting at before we can answer the NFT stuff later, is like I'm all about aping into Web 1.0. Sorry, like I'm over Web 2.0. I'm already over Web 3.0. Like I'm back at Web 1.0 and I'm like, let's bring it back to the old days and just like do it better, right? Where it's like, why are we going to create all these like insane DeFi, you know, NFT, Web 3.0 type shit? Like, why don't we just go back to the basics and make the basics better? So for instance, like with Bitcoin Bounce and Turbo 84, it's pretty straightforward. Like you go through the games, you pick up these tickets, and the tickets are technically like entries into a daily raffle where you can win Bitcoin. And this is how we stay in the App Store and Google Play. But with our newest game,
When you say this is how you stay in the App Store and Google Play, you mean you're not actually giving out Bitcoin in-game. It's a raffle that happens after the fact.
yes, exactly. But the more tickets you pick up, the greater your chances of winning Bitcoin. So it is just like a nice kind of working within the framework that we're given. And, you know, that is important to us, where it's like we want to be accessible. Accessibility is like really key to us. Obviously, we're working within the new regulations, like purchasing in-game assets with Bitcoin outside of the App Store. There's a lot of possibilities that we can go into that. Back to the question, though. There's a lot of like really interesting like game mechanics that change because of Bitcoin. And, you know, for us, like for instance, Thunder Bay is a match 3 bubble shooter where you like kind of progress through like a board.
You have to break that down. I don't know what the hell a match 3 bubble shooter
Okay.
is.
So
Dude,
you
don't
know,
what
It
that
sounds
is?
like it sounds like a gun. It sounds like a really bad gun.
no. So it's basically like you're in the game, which I encourage everyone to play. It's hilarious. You're like this alcoholic cat, and you basically just shoot.
I like where this is going.
Like Yellow's life.
Anything that happens that goes wrong, we blame it on him. And
Yellow.
so there's like these like little bubble creatures, and there'll be like, you know, 2 jellyfish and like 2 crabs, and you basically like you'll get a bubble that like pops into your hand at random, and you just have to like try and match your bubble, whatever creature it is, to the bubbles like on the top of the screen, and like it bursts the bubbles. It's basically a puzzle. It's
Snood.
what?
Is it like Snood?
I don't know what that is. It's like it's kind of like Candy Crush, but like a little bit different.
Yeah, Candy Crush is like an advanced Snood.
Okay, yeah. So it's kind of like that. But the thing is that like typically when people play Candy Crush, if you've noticed, like they just crank out levels, which we build new levels because like once you get to like level 100, what are you gonna do? You're probably not gonna replay. Like you just wait, or you lose as a business. You lose that user. Well, with Bitcoin, what we found is people are like begging to play the levels over again, even if they can win less Bitcoin than the first time they played. They don't care. And so it really, Bitcoin changes that game mechanic or that retention mechanic in the sense where it's like a game that would just be completely useless to a user after they completed the entire map has now become like more useful. Like we've had users suggest like, hey, if you just let me win Bitcoin one extra time a day, I'll play the entire map again a day. So like for us, that's great because like our user engagement and our retention like skyrockets. So there's like a lot of really interesting stuff that you can do in terms of like user behavior. We have like a behavioral psychologist on our team who like thinks a lot about like how Bitcoin changes in-game economies and also user incentives or player incentives. And there's another really interesting example I like to give with Zebedee's Bitcoin Rally. I don't know, it's like basically Mario Kart.
Yeah.
There's Bitcoin in it, and it's great. Like Chris Moss did an amazing job. And one thing that they found is like a lot of people would be like, you know what, I'm not going to place in the top 3 and I'm not going to win the huge prize pool. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually just like go backwards and like I'm not even going to try and even finish a lap. I'm just going to go and try and collect all the Bitcoin in the game because I'm never going to get top 3. And at least maybe I'll come out with like 10,000 sats or however many sats. So it like is really creating these like totally new ways of play that really wasn't possible with like traditional gaming. And I think people get extremely creative, and it's mostly the users that are driving this because like they really want the Bitcoin. So I think we're just literally scratching the surface of what's possible with Bitcoin in terms of like those type of in-game mechanics.
Before we go to Labra, I want to continue because it's a little bit in the same area. Can you share from your analytics, like the downloads, like from where in the world are the most downloads? Like, do we have even like third so-called countries?
Yes. So we have actually.
They're actually countries. They're not so-called countries. That's so racist.
People are calling them third. I don't know. I'm trying to be polite because I'm pretty close.
The ones that I can think of off of the top of my head, which we just brought on ahead of analytics, and this kind of changes month by month. So some of the top ones are Brazil, the US, and France. I believe that's where I have like written in my notes for last month. So yeah, those are like our kind of hotbeds, but we're like really trying to like branch out and reach other markets. So
yeah, it will be interesting to see those downloads in comparison to like internet usage in the countries.
Yeah, I think some of it comes down to like we do have our games and a lot of our support, like resources, translated into French and Portuguese, and we also have Spanish as well. So I think some of that comes into play, but there's just a huge Bitcoin gaming community in Brazil as well. So
nice.
Yeah.
Labra.
Yeah, thank you. I have an idea for a game.
Okay, let's hear it.
Can I share it? Okay. Yeah, it's tied to my avatar that I just made. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's the best avatar so far. So let me know if this will be a cool idea for a game.
Okay. Craig is Yossi and you're Mario or something?
Yep. And I just told Craig to eat the Satoshis.
Yeah.
Instead of eggs, those are Satoshis.
Okay.
This is a thing. It's a thing. I see this.
Especially in Japan, it is a thing. Yes.
Yeah.
How many bad
Am I-
ideas
am I
do you
higher now?
pitch for video games?
How many bad ideas do we get?
Yeah.
A lot, because most of them are coming from me. But
+1.
what'd you say?
+1.
Rant from Labra.
Yeah, plus one. Now we have another. But we have a new game coming out, and I'm so excited about it. And I think people are just gonna like lose their minds over it. And it was my idea. One of my ideas got picked because I've like tried to get them to do like frog games that like have frog memes in them, and they're like, no. But we do have a fun one coming out, and I will say it is very retro. Like that's like the first public hint I will make.
That's
at it.
Frogger.
That's all we're getting?
Like Frogger.
It's all you're getting. It's not Frogger, although maybe we'll do Frogger because I am getting a pet frog this weekend. So
This is why you wanted to talk about frogs.
I just love frog memes. It's like I spend all my nights.
What kind of frog memes are you talking? Like the Pepe frog memes, or just like actual
No.
frog?
Like, have you ever seen like a rain frog before? Like they make really high
Colors?
It's Wednesday, my dude.
It's like it's a really fat frog that
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's a
I couldn't
thing,
quite
I
hear
know.
you. Could you do the noise again?
Yeah, I didn't. You kind of cut out,
wasn't- that
cut out
wasn't-
before you did the noise, so I need to
That-
hear that noise again one more time.
That missed all of our frequency ability to hear.
It actually really didn't. I didn't hear it.
I heard it. I'm a dog.
All right.
I'll send you guys some good frog memes. I need to start a Telegram group. Like people keep asking me because if you're on Instagram, I send everybody frog memes like hourly.
It can't be worse. It can't be worse than the orb memes that Greg did for like 3 months straight.
Oh my god.
I will bring them
I
back.
told you guys. I
No,
told
you
that
don't.
there was something to the frog meme thing.
Don't
better
do
than
that.
You're right.
Pepe.
You're right. We
We
thought it
can
was a
flood Twitter with frog
Pedro's
memes.
right.
Come on, haven't you guys seen the It's Wednesday that my dude's like epic videos where
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
guy
Frogs.
Yeah, it's Wednesday. Yeah, that kind of that's the frog she's talking about.
Mhm.
The
Did
one
you ever?
with the-
Did you? So here's another question. You like games? Do you like sports?
Like which type of sports?
Like I'm assuming you're American, so like football or basketball.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're playing basketball. We know that.
Yeah,
Sean.
Shaw, we know you play
No,
We know
basketball.
you're
Hey,
playing
we know
You're a
It's
basketball.
going
professional
somewhere.
basketball.
You're
Yes,
so-
we know
you're
where
a
it's
professional
going.
basketball
We have
player.
Desiree
This is
here,
not
you,
going
like
there.
flexing your basketball skills.
This is
Okay,
not-
We
It's
know
not
you're
where it's going.
6'9", Sean.
okay, god damn it.
I mean,
You like-
I like.
Did you ever used to watch the the Super Bowl as a kid?
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Ohio, so it's like my dad is like the biggest Ohio State fan, the biggest Browns fan ever. So yeah, I mean, I enjoy watching sports, but like I don't like watching like football if I don't like the teams, right? I mean, I'll watch the Super Bowl, of course, and stuff. I mean, I enjoy watching it, but I'm not like.
Because the Super Bowl's coming up, but because it's coming up, and you're talking about these frog memes, it reminds me back then when I was a kid watching the Super Bowl, and they used to have those Budweiser frog commercials. Wiser, remember those?
Yes, those were good. Those were good
Okay,
as well.
Sean 72.
Nice. He saved it. He saved it.
Just dox
He
his
saved
age.
it, guys.
He
He
did.
saved it,
He
guys.
This is what I have
did.
to
He
deal
saved-
with. This is what I have to deal with, Des. I got all these guys hating on me, and they don't hear the whole thought.
They don't get it. They don't get it. Well, my new sport that I'm into right now, that I've decided I'm into, is NASCAR. Because like my dad used to make me watch NASCAR with him all the time, and now I'm like, it's kind of a vibe. I miss it. So I'm gonna go to like Talladega.
You never know which way they're gonna turn. You know.
Yeah, no. But it's like
And another left turn.
so.
And on the left turn.
Yep.
That's,
I was in the Hindi car. Remember Yellow?
Yeah, we actually we did
You know what?
a Zoom call when there was the Bitcoin IndyCar. You guys narrated what was happening, right?
Yep.
That was fantastic.
wait,
No,
how did I
well-
miss that? That would be hilarious.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, dog.
We didn't do it publicly. We did it just privately with each
Oh.
other.
Labra attacked the car and everything.
You did.
There's a video.
There's
You
a
should share the video.
You should share the video. We'll put it in the show notes.
Yep.
All right.
That's amazing.
Talking about Bitcoin changing the way people interact in the games. What's the one sat gang?
Oh yeah, shut the one second. Our community is amazing. These people are hilarious and awesome, and they're like, they make the best memes. The One Sat Gang, and this is another thing where it's like, I try telling like investors, and I try telling people who are like, why do you only give out a few Satoshis? Well, one, like we're very small. And if you give out a ton of sats, like fraud and cheats is like really, really difficult to combat. So we're like really, I mean, Jack is like way ahead of like kind of combating that stuff and like creating some tech for that. But it's kind of slow going. But the One Sat Gang kind of stemmed out of like, one time I think Jack just one time gave someone one sat, like literally sent them one Satoshi, and people lost their mind. They were like, one sat? This is one Satoshi? And then it became this like brotherhood. It was like, and I tried telling people, it's like, you give them 1,000 sats, they're like, cool, thanks. You give these motherfuckers one sat, and they're like, mind blown. And so it's like this whole One Sat Gang like started, and you have to like just kind of like be in the Telegram and like, you know, just like playing passively in the esports tournaments. You don't even have to win ever. You just have to play occasionally and be there at the right time, and boom, you like become part of this like brotherhood. But it's like this kind of like badge of honor in the community. So
are you a One Sat Ganger? You One Sat Gang Banger or what?
Of course. No, I don't know if I'm a one. I thought I was. I gave people one sat before. Like I gifted everybody in the community one day, like one sats. But
you're One Sat Gang initiator. That's
Yeah.
what you are.
Yeah. But I'm too bad at the games, I think, to like be initiated yet. So we'll see.
Nice. So we got any, Pedro? You got any questions?
I asked my questions. I was,
where's RD?
I've never played the. You want me to do the RD question?
Do the RD question.
Oh my god! It's not time for the RD question.
Yeah, it's
not time for the RD. It's early for the RD
for that.
Okay, and you have to do it with RD Saxon.
No, we're about on time for the Greg question.
Okay.
All right, so this is an important one. This happens every once in a while.
Oh my god.
No.
On a spectrum, all right, on a spectrum of apes, from like spider monkeys all the way out to gorillas.
Okay.
Where on that spectrum do you fall with being able to like, beat up an ape?
Oh.
Lemur?
Oh.
Chimp?
I'm massively offended by that.
Good.
I don't know. That's like a very good question.
Spider monkey?
T-Bunzy?
You talked about Talladega. Spider monkey could be a good one.
I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely not a gorilla, obviously, and definitely not an orangutan, because like orangutans like rape other orangutans, and I'm not about to fuck with that.
We're trying to not get canceled on YouTube.
Yeah, if
can you imagine getting raped by an orangutan? That would be the worst.
Okay, all right.
You use the word grape from now on.
The whistle.
Great. All right. I'm sorry that I'm bringing primate behavior and ecology to your but it's fine.
No, it's a thing.
No, it's important. It's important we understand the full scope of the question.
It's a thing. It's a thing. If you watch National Geographic, it's a thing, and the whistle doesn't work on them.
I'll send you guys the scientific paper on it if you would like to read it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No,
Is
I
it
mean
audible?
maybe a capuchin monkey or something like that. Like I feel like that would be easy.
I
feel
didn't
like
realize that you would be as prepared for this question as you are.
Well, haven't you guys taken? I took that course, primate behavior and ecology, in college, so that's why I'm prepared.
I don't
Greg
remember anything
wrecked.
in college.
No, Rex, I finally got a good answer. Preston pitched.
Yeah, that is true. What kind of primate did you say again?
A capuchin. They're like pretty smart. So I mean, like that's what I'm thinking, because like, I mean, I can be very powerful because I typically have very long nails, and so I feel like I could be good. But like, a good match for me would be the capuchin, because I would have to maybe outsmart it.
Yeah. The capuchin's the one, I don't know if you've ever seen the video where they're giving one monkey a grape and they're giving the other monkey like the normal food, And those are capuchins, and the one monkey gets really mad at the other one because he's got the grape.
Capuchin is a monkey that Ross had in Friends, and
Yes.
from that movie with that virus got away.
Indiana Jones.
No.
Yes, the third one.
Oh, Indiana Jones, not Friends.
No, the first one. Yeah, Indiana Jones. There was a monkey, remember?
Both.
The one that ate the dates and died?
Both, and it was the same monkey. Dun, dun, dun. No.
Like the same actual monkey.
Whoa. Capuchin. Sounds Russian. Putin.
I don't know.
Wait, okay, we didn't actually talk about this, so I did have this question.
Go on.
You hear about, like, okay, obviously there's a huge NFT craze going on right now with gaming.
I'm about to mute you.
I hadn't heard Sean do it.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't read your replies and all your tweets? Retweet? And so, you know, everyone talks about, oh, NFTs are gonna be crazy for gaming and all this stuff. And I just, you know, it'd be interesting to hear from your perspective, because you're really into gaming, you're into streaming sats, into Bitcoin. What's kind of like your perspective? How do you like view the whole world of gaming with NFTs versus gaming with streaming sats? Is there a place where they both exist? Is it, you know, what do you look at it like?
Yeah, I mean, I think they can both exist, but like that is going to take a while. You know, I'm not about NFTs right now. I totally get the like reason or the want for them. Like I'm a collector of things. Like I'm someone who buys skins and buys shit in game like without any reason to. Like I'm literally the target audience for something like NFTs. Like if it's cool and hype and it's on TikTok, like I'm gonna buy it. You know, I'm sorry. Like, I mean, I've come to terms with myself now. And so I get the value, but it's like the way that they're being done now, I don't think it's being done right. And then, you know, there are people who are working on it on Bitcoin, like obviously, with Liquid and, you know, people have talked about it with RGB and all of these things, but it's like, that's still so far out, right? There's a lot of just like experimentation that needs to be done. So I think this is like similar to like the ICO shit show that happened before, where it was like, oh, hey, someone thought of an idea and we're going to try and build it overnight. And yeah, and then everybody and their mother is going to get into it. And then 98% of it is going to like be regulated away. They're get caught up in scams. It's going to be a total shit show. And then at the end of the day, maybe 2% kind of stick around and, you know, build. And I think like that's exactly what we're going to see with this. And like, I hope that we will see NFTs on Bitcoin. I'm not going to be the person who does it. Like, I don't know how it should be done. I think it could be cool, but I also just like, for us, like, we don't really have our users asking for very many NFTs. People have been like, oh, could we get one for one sat gang, just like as a joke or something. And but people like for our games, again, like we would have a decent amount of users, you know, even if the Bitcoin rewards were even lower, because our games are good. So there's a guy who is at he works at Activision Blizzard, and I like retweet his stuff sometimes. His name's Jonathan Stringfield, but he writes a lot about like adding these NFTs and these like new value layers to gaming is like really interesting and could be quite revolutionary, but the way that they're being done now actually strips away from like just play, like just pure play and fun. And that's like what we're seeing with things like Axie Infinity, which I think is, you know, could be cool and has value, but like now it's a job. Like people literally treat it as work. So, I mean, I think then you're kind of like getting more into like a whole metaverse situation. And then you have to think about actual economies. And I think that's one thing I love about Bitcoin, where it's like, if you add Bitcoin to games, like you have to have a sound economy in the game, right? If you have just shit coins in a game, like so many people are doing, it's going to be a hot mess, just like our own economy. So if we're going to be building something that like we want to spend time and earn value in, why do we want to do that in an inflationary environment? Like, please tell me, if we have a chance to reinvent something, why are we reinventing it to be shit? And I think like people just don't think about that because everybody just wants to make a quick buck.
Exactly, greed in the end.
Yes.
What's okay? Yeah, I have a question from some spies we have in the chat
Spooks.
here. Yep, spooks.
Okay.
We need your, I guess, opinion on Pelotons.
What?
Okay. I hate Peloton.
Oh,
So
okay.
much.
All right. Tell us how
Okay.
tell us how you really feel. Tell us how you really feel right now.
Okay, so let me give a little bit of background on some of my hatred. I told you that I have had an injury. So I did have this weird health scare that was like a total misdiagnosis. They told me that my hips were crumbling and I was never going to be able to like walk again. So I had to buy, it was a huge thing. It's a long story. I won't go into it. Anyways, I'm fine. But in this like whole panic, the only thing I was allowed to do was like go on a spin bike. So I have a spin bike, not a Peloton. And I've been forced to ride it lately for the past 3 months when I couldn't run at all. And it drives me nuts. I hate it. I hate everything about it. Well, I put it in my closet. I have something I call the cardio closet. And it's like basically a torture chamber where there's a spin bike, a fan, and like some lights and a whole thing. But so I am like, I hate when people have their Pelotons sitting out in their house. It drives me nuts. Or like here, I live in the city. It's like you have one window. You paid $600,000 for a studio apartment, and you're going to the one window you have, you're going to put that ugly ass Peloton, and then I have to walk by and see your stupid fat ass sweating. Like, really? Like, move it somewhere else or go to the gym. And I hate them. I hate everything about them. Why is everybody so happy to be working out? That's fake.
Working out's not that bad, but
I think it's the runner side and doing a whole marathon, and now you're stuck inside doing a Peloton. I get it.
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely.
Can you ride a bike outside? Is it just too? Would you mind riding a bike outside, or is it just wintertime right now, so you can't do that?
I mean, I have a bike, but it's just dangerous. You know, people like in the city. Well, no, because people drive and then they hit you, and I just don't want to be on a bike. It's a me thing, and then also it's just like. I mean, clearly, like, and the whole thing has gone under. And so now I've just been proven right. Like, the CEO stepped down. They fired like 40% of their workforce. They're stopping production of their bikes. It's like a shit run business. Why not focus on the virtual component? Like, why are you going to go into like being a hardware company and like doing maintenance of bikes? It doesn't make any sense. The business model was broken, and I'm proven right. And everybody, please send your Peloton bikes back so I can stop looking at them in your condos.
Yeah. What's he said?
Rant over.
I'm sorry.
All right, now it's time for the RD question.
Oh, okay.
Am I gonna do it?
I think so.
We need
to do it in
his accent.
It has to be a British accent.
I can't do
Yeah,
accents. Guys.
it has to be. Try.
Try.
No,
You
you try. You try, Yellow.
It has to be British accent, but with that voice.
I don't do British accent.
I would also be okay with
in a-
Labra trying to do a British accent.
Yeah, Labra's better.
Labra.
Either way.
No, I can't do that.
Guys,
Somebody.
In it.
Do it, Pedro. You can do it.
I'm not gonna do it in an accent. Here we go.
Okay.
Are you ready? So we already know, Desiree, that you don't know any of us, so this is gonna be even more awkward than normal. If you were to, if the meme factory did exist, which we all know it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Which one of us would you like? Which one of us would you retweet? And which one of us would you mute?
Oh wow, okay, that's not that bad.
Hit it.
Like, retweet, and
Mute.
Okay, I think that I would like Greg's tweet, retweet Yellow, And I am going to say I would mute Labra because I can still see that annoying ass photo that you like.
Excellent.
So definitely,
That's a good call. That's a good call.
I made it finally.
I'm good.
Finally, someone.
Somebody muted you finally.
Somebody muted.
The problem with muting Labra is like after a week he has a new account.
Right,
So
that's-
there he
And
is
I'm
again.
back.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a recurring job. You just have to keep
You
doing
can't-
it.
He's like the Terminator.
All right, so we're coming to the end of our hour, Desiree. I want to make sure you have some time to talk about what Thunder Games has upcoming. Any projects you want to talk about? Any places people can find you where you're releasing new material?
Yeah. Cool. So you can definitely find us at THNDR, so thunder with no vowels.gg. And 100%, all of you should download our games. Honestly, it's so fun and just so simple. And just the best way to share Bitcoin with people, especially young people, old people. Old people love mobile games. If you ever look around you on a plane or a bus, old people are playing games. So definitely just check them out. I encourage everyone to just like download one, check it out, see how fun and simple it is, and give us feedback. I love when people tell me how much they hate us, or, I just love the anger text. It like fuels me. So yeah, there we go. Bitcoin Bounce. You can play as the Tungsten Cube.
It's a fun game. It's tough.
Sponsored by Midwest Tungsten.
All right.
They're awesome. So yeah, check us out there. Also, I'm on Twitter. If you ever have questions or, complaints, again, just DM me on Twitter. I'm always there. I might take a hot second to get back to you, but yeah, reach out to us there and just check out our games. Also be on the lookout. We have like 2 new games coming soon. The next one, like I said, will be retro, and we'll be dropping some hints. This was the first hint that anybody will get, but it should be coming out in 2 weeks.
That was a bullshit hint. Give us another one. It's retro. Come on.
Can we give this hint to our trusted source, Bob Malakas?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Wait, you want another hint?
No, I want a real hint. I don't want a bullshit hint.
That's a lot of people have guessed it by me just saying that, but
Well, we're dumber than the average folks.
We are very much dumber.
We got the meme factor.
Yeah, there's a meme
because
factor.
if I tell you too much, then my entire marketing plan goes out the door, and then I have to come up with a new marketing.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
We're okay.
You're the CEO. You can think of a new one.
No. Don't mess it. No.
All right. Okay. How about if I give you guys the first hint, and then you guys can do something when I come out with the first real hint. That was the first. I was gonna tweet that.
Retro.
No.
You can
It's a
still tweet
retro game.
You can still tweet it.
Oh.
Look how many people are watching this right now.
Oh, maybe
Yeah.
it's like Mario
Like,
Brothers, like Labradoodle's picture there.
It was a secret. Come on, Pedro.
Okay,
It's
the next hint. I'll give you one more hint, and then you've got to play the game and follow us on Twitter
Yes.
at Thunder Games, and you can guess on there,
Yep.
like everyone else.
everybody in the chat's gonna follow it and download all the games.
Okay.
I promise.
We're only getting this because this is the best podcast yet, but it is one word.
That's the hint. Okay.
Just think.
One
How is
word.
it not Frogger?
Okay. And the third hint is it's not Frogger.
Sean Ray.
Damn it! I fuck myself with so many tweets now. But yeah. So
You can still tweet
Nobody
those out.
watches
You
this.
can't-
You're
I thought
good.
You can't
You're
tweet those
good.
out anymore.
There's like a dozen people that'll watch this, so you're good.
I like this. This is fun. So
All right. Oh, wait. I have another question for you.
No.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going. Actually, keep going on your thought, and then I'll ask you a question.
No,
'Cause I have a question that I do.
I was
Yes, you
also
do.
going to say, we are going to be announcing some fun stuff leading up to Bitcoin 2022 and doing some really fun activations at the conference. So definitely be there. And even if you're not, we're announcing something that you can still participate virtually because we love everyone, even if you're there or not. And then also this year, we're just literally cranking through the games and like going to build the best gaming portfolio that we can. And then we have some other fun products that are in the works that we'll be launching that kind of, and I, again, like, this is why I can't do these things, because like I cannot keep my mouth shut. But anyways, we're building things that like will allow other people to do more of the things like we do. So yeah, just stay tuned.
Don't worry. When Jack Mallers was on, he told us that another country was gonna get strike.
Yep.
So you're not the first to fall victim.
You guys are just too seductive and just.
Sean is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean is.
Do your question.
Do your question, Sean?
I have to mention that she's happily married, but go ahead.
Well, there goes the question.
What about the having, Sean? The having thing?
No. He wanted to do the date.
Are you married?
I am married, yes.
Is never mind. I want
Do
to
the question. Do the question.
My normal question, which I've asked a bunch of married people, because apparently Bitcoiners are all married, is when you go out, when you go out on like a first date with somebody, what do you talk about? Because normally your mind's just thinking about Bitcoin or what you're doing with Bitcoin and stuff. And when you meet up with someone, they have no idea about any of this stuff. And so it's like, what do you talk about?
I just like don't really talk to people who aren't on the internet anymore. But like for first dates, but when I was single, I did the dating apps for a very, very short period, and it wasn't super successful. But like my first line, and it was like key if I was gonna hit it off with someone, is that when someone talked to me, like my only response would be Benghazi, Benghazi, Benghazi in all capital letters. And if like they didn't think that was funny, I was like, all right, this is not gonna work.
Nice.
It's a good heuristic.
That was that. But now, what did I actually talk about? Man, like really, it is a lot of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Like
that. I think that's the point of the question. Like you cannot escape it.
Cannot escape it. Okay. Other than that, we have coming up in 2024, 2 years from now.
What block?
The Bitcoin halving party with the Meme Factory, and you're invited. So make sure you come. Make sure your husband's there too. He's invited as well, and it's just gonna be a blast. It's gonna be memes, maybe some frogs, maybe not some frogs,
maybe some retro gaming.
Yeah.
Maybe
no Pelotons though.
No Pelotons.
Yeah.
There will be a
which block,
Peloton
Sean?
smashing. It's like a pinata.
We have it,
Peloton
yeah.
pinata.
Peloton pinata, yeah.
You can rest assured I'll have no exercise bike whatsoever anywhere
Thank
near my house.
Which block,
Potatoes don't
Sean?
exercise.
Sean,
right.
which block? Tell us. Which
The
block?
block 840,000.
Oh, we're close. We're closer.
We are closer.
Wait, where's the party?
Here on the interwebs.
It'll probably be online. Yeah.
Oh.
Or
Well, it
maybe
might be-
somewhere.
But it might
We'll
be
see.
it might be physical, so just be ready.
All right. Well,
Bring your
I'll
bat for the Peloton.
On the
Right.
Santorini
Yes.
Island.
Ooh,
The
man,
Peloton
Santorini.
pinata. If there's gonna be a Peloton pinata,
we should do that.
it should be physical.
Yes.
Labra, I told you, Santorini, it's too crowded, man.
Yeah, we can buy it. We can buy the island. Rent the island.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe call
That's smart.
Sailors or Jack or somebody. Yeah.
Now you're thinking.
It might be in Brazil or France or United States.
From the target groups.
Yes. In one of those so-called countries.
So-called countries. I'm only going to so-called countries from now on that don't have Peloton.
That's right.
All right.
Before you come, make sure you charter your boating accident and
Use discount code Epstein at checkout.
Nice.
Go.
Getting paid twice now.
All right.
guys.
thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. It's been a fun episode of the Meme Factory podcast. Good night.